Well, hello there, everybody. I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit today. There's a lot to talk about. Love has a lot to say in this moment, and so this may be longer than usual. I'm not sure, but I'm here, and I'm here to be used in divine service and say what needs to be said in this moment. Not just what wants to be heard, but what needs to be said. And I want to make that clear. I think everyone has to come forward in this moment in their own and authentic way. And everyone is unique. Everyone has unique gifts. Everyone is comes from a different experience. And today's topic has to do with faith. And I've come by my faith through a unique experience, which everyone has. But I think someone may be able to learn from my experience, and so I'm going to speak and give my divine perspective through what the divine has brought me through. Love is all powerful, as you know. I've said that over and over. When I started doing my lives, I was very clear as to what I had to say, and not everyone agrees with what I have to say, but I'm out here saying it anyway. And in this moment, when we're talking about love, the specific topic we want to talk about is faith, and again, how I came by my faith. Again, I was brought up as in a mixed marriage, as they say. My mom heritage and culture goes back all the way back as some of the founders of the AME Church, African Methodist Episcopal Church. And then she met a man whose father was, and grandfather, and grandfathers before that were Baptist ministers. So again, I come from a mixed heritage, but definitely one of a Christian faith. Again, as it is expressed in the African American community, we know that Christianity is expressed differently, and even today it's being expressed very differently. Within evangelical churches, they are typically on the side of very unethical and amoral positions and as a church, and that is definitely something that needs to be addressed. The divine is not happy with the dressed up Christianity. It has to be truthful. And truth has its own resonance. Again, whatever name you put to the divine, whatever name you put to light and love, that is has to come through the resonance of truth. And all of us come by it differently, but it must be said that some iterations are not. For example, churches in the past would all of the churches, to be quite honest, all the churches in the United States were for slavery. And that's the truth. None of them came out against slavery at all. And except for one, I think it was the Quakers. I may be corrected on that. But again, that legacy is amoral, immoral, and it's being reflected today by some of the positions that we see churches taking. Bottom line, we have to adhere to the truth. We have to adhere to what resonates with the truth, and it's always going to come out. Again, the truth has its own frequency. Love has its own frequency. Authenticity has its own frequency. So for those that hear, please hear. It's important in this moment to talk about faith and how that can change and can grow. And as a Christian, I grew in that faith, recognizing some of the things that were said I had questions about. And so my personality, as I was born with, is to follow the answers, ask the questions, listen, be obedient. Obedience is often, I believe that saying is, obedience can be greater than sacrifice. and so, sometimes. And so it's important to be obedient when you hear the word and the word resonates within your heart and love shines through. We're all being called to walk in that Christ consciousness, faith in this moment. Again, whatever you put the name to love, God is love. And let's just put it that way. And you'll come to that when you come to that, but that is the truth. God is love. So love is calling us in this moment to be upstanding, direct, and his or her children in this moment. And I say his and her because God, as I understand it, as I know it, in my faith walk, I've come to understand that God is not a gender. We all have genders, male, female, and even within our male and female physical gender, there is both male and female gender consciousness within us. And so that's important to understand that as too. We are a duality of energy, both male and female energy, whether we present as male or female. So I think this is kind of laughable. We're getting talking about this gender and transgender and all that stuff. All that is, you've got to, where is your heart? You've got to come to the understanding of that. So the people I'm speaking to already know this. So you guys are here. You understand this. Let's talk about where we are. That's my background in faith, but let's talk about where we are today. Where we are today is a lot of things are happening that are created to knock you off of your faith. And the only way to stay and remain faithful is to realize who and what you are in this moment, and to continue to be the leaders that you are in the community, and to continue to stand in your truth. And your truth, you don't know how the divine is using you and your truth. You do not know that, but you do know that love makes a way. So your job is to facilitate. Your job is to be the vessel. Your job is to bring the message by being, through being. And so as you do that, as you walk and grow in your faith, people will see that. It will shine through. There's nothing that you have to do to make that happen. You don't have to insist that you're right. You don't have to demand that people do what you tell them to do. You don't have to be a worship me type deal. That is not what we're called to do. We're called to walk by faith. Faith in this moment is unique because there's a lot, like I said, a lot of things out there definitely attempting to pull you away from your walk in alignment with love. Definitely, there's a lot of things that are there. But again, you must remain focused. You must do the things that help facilitate you in this vessel to remain at peace, and to have that peace to keep your nervous system regulated, to allow yourself to dream at night. If you're not dreaming at night, you're not resting, you're not able to listen, if you are easily distracted, again, deepen your walk with faith, deepen your walk in love and in alignment. And how you do that is to do work on your breathing. Again, we talked about meditation. Meditation doesn't just look like close your eyes and sit still all the way. Go down that understanding and do some investigation as to the different opportunities of meditation and different ways you can meditate. Make sure that your vessel is fully hydrated. As you can see with what's going on with Mama Earth and nature right now, a lot of different strange things are happening. And we're going to see more and more of that. And to be ready for that, we need to keep our vessel hydrated. How you do that is not only through water, but through the water within fruits and plants. Make sure you're getting that on board within your vessel. Make sure you're getting enough sunlight. Make sure you're out there, and excuse me for you may be hearing my washer and dryer, but not washer and dryer, my dishwasher. But hopefully you can hear me. And make sure, like I was saying, make sure that you are getting your fruits and vegetables on board. Make sure that you are getting your water on board. I happen to drink distilled water. as something that has worked for me. Again, it's something you investigate that as well. Those opportunities for keeping your vessel hydrated so that you can move through what Mama Gaia is moving through. We're all moving through a transition right now, and we are feeling it. Some are getting headaches. Some can hear the vibration within the ears. You can hear the ringing in the ears. Some are going through different things. Some, their sight is, they're able to see light and vessels of light. Some are being able to resonate with psychic abilities. A lot of new and wonderful gifts are coming on board through the divine right now, and so getting yourself in alignment is important. Staying in alignment is important, and remaining in your faith. Remember, as a leader, that you're called to be. And when you were called to be a light, you emanate a light. That light shines as you work through your community. It could be a community of the two of you guys in the woods somewhere, or it could be a community of you and thousands of people as you lead a congregation within a church. Or you could be within your group, or your tribe, your team that's on board with you. All of that is a distinct possibility, and all of that is you in a position of leadership. The divine wants us to remember that, and the things that we do and say matter. And so as we are walking in faith, we are going to be confronted with different things that are there to knock you off your faith. And how you respond to that is being watched by those around you as you are put in a position of leadership. This isn't meant to scare you. This isn't meant to put you down. This is meant to lift you up and for you to remember who and what you are in this moment as a leader within the community of your people. Again, it could be a community of one, because we are never alone, or as a community of thousands. We don't of beings. We everyone is put here for different missions, and we know that. And so again, this is just a call for you to remember, even as things happen, and there's going to be lots of physical illusions that happen. Oh, there's no love. Why are you always talking about this love thing? Why are you so specific about this part of the Bible? Why are you talking about the versions of the Bible, books of the Bible that were taken out? Why are you questioning everything? All of these issues that will come at you. Again, your job is to remain focused. Your job is to be who you are. You have had a unique experience that has brought you here. Some of these experiences have been very positive. Some have been very negative. But even the negative has shown you the positive. You have learned. So there's lessons and blessings abound you as who you are, because you are called in this moment as that beacon of light. People will notice. They're going to notice you. They're going to see you. They're going to recognize that they feel differently around you. And that's meant to be that way. You're meant to carry that. And again, this is free will. The divine has given us all free will. But you had this mission that you chose to be in this moment. And so as you step up to it, you will find that things are there for you. Your manifestation abilities be off the chain. You're able to get exactly what you need in the moment, in the divine timing. You'll experience all of this. It's important to put this in your heart, to recognize who and what you are, and to walk in your divinity. Walk in your light. That is a gift. That is your birthright. All of us have it. Not all of us have it in the way that people can see it, but you know when you're called. You know when you are here for a purpose. You know when you're here for a mission. And as leaders in this moment, you definitely know. Oh yeah. That is not something that you don't know. So I'm here just to remind you that yes, there's going to be a lot of rumors and misdirection, calculated, upset, specific to who you are, specific to your message, specific to your vessel. Again, it's important to exercise your vessel, walk. These are things you can do because you're called to be here in this moment fully, to be present fully. Your vessel's part of that, so take care of it and get out there and move. Again, exercise is one thing, one way of moving. Yoga is another way of moving. There's so many different ways. Bicycling, I don't know. But you're called to move and to take care of yourselves. And that self-care has to be primary because you have a mission here. You have a job to do. And it's important to use your voice, to stand up for those who are voiceless, to stand up for those who are bullied, to stand up for what is right. And it doesn't matter who or what or when or how something comes at you. You're standing in your truth, standing in what is right, standing in divine justice and love. Let me tell you, you are protected. You are protected always. So again, those things aren't things you have to be concerned about. What you really and what the divine is telling, speaking through me in this moment is pay attention to your reactions. Pay attention to who you are. Pay attention and be ready. Be ready for the distractions. Be ready for the sadness. Be ready for the anger. Be ready for all of that. But know who you are and know your truth and speak in divine strength in those moments. Because that comes from the divine. Okay? A lot of stuff that we're being sent at, a lot of stuff that's being sent to us, the energy that's being sent our way these days is crazy energy. But give it no focus. Know who you are in love. Love is all powerful. Be what you're called to be in this moment. This is not time to play a game about, oh, light and love. Mm-mm. This is time to be. This is the time to be. And I know that we're all human and that it can be difficult in times. Trust me. I know. But again, that's also the time to walk in faith and to say, I need your help. I need your support, divine. I need you to walk with me. I need you to give me some guidance in this moment. What should I say to this person? What speech should I give? How should I humble myself in this moment? Because sometimes you need to humble yourself. You need to say, hey, this wasn't right, what I did. How do I show that side? How do I talk about the shadow self? And how do I work with people who are going through that right now? And again, based on my history, based on my walk, I have gone through some things that I know we all have. And all of us that are called to be in this moment, to walk in this moment, to help others, we have gone through some physical, mental, and spiritual things. Betrayals, hurt, pain, unfairness, injustice, all of that, And it's not like I don't understand that. And it's not like I don't understand that the divine doesn't understand that we all are going through things. But we have to realize and remember who and what we are in those moments even. And step up, straighten out, walk in that love as to who and what you really are. And meet that person where they're at, especially because if they've been brought to you through a divine appointment, meet them where they're at, because you'll find that there's something that you can reach them with because you have gone through that. That doesn't mean that you're out there fixing everybody. Oh, no. That is not the case. The divine does that. There are some people that you know you should not be around. You know that there's some negative energy that's there. You know that you do not feel in alignment when you're around that. Those people, you have to put your boundaries up and make sure. And let me tell you, the divine is not going to allow that kind of thing around you in your inner circle. And again, you would have to choose to be in that. Okay, so you do not have to be around. Divine's not telling you to be anyone's footstool. It's telling you to be upright. Tell the truth. Be your authentic self. Walk in faith. I believe that's the message today. I am not sure if there's anything else. If there is, I will come back on here. Again, I come on when I'm spiritually led to do so. And in this moment, there's something about faith. There's something that about what's going on in this moment. And I think that it can be tiring. But I think it's in this moment, it's time to uplift each other. Recognize that each of us is going through something. And we're here to help each other. And those of us who are in leadership positions, you've got to do that. You've got to be able to help and listen for the divine in the way that you can help. And understand that not everybody's going to listen to you. Not everybody is ready to hear what you have to say. People are going through things and that's just not ready to hear it. But for those who are, be there. Use your voice. Speak your peace. Walk in your peace. Walk in that authentic alignment. And let me tell you something. That's something that shines through no matter what, where, why, when. I hope that helps. I love you.